is like someone who talked about black people his whole life and then had dinner with one and said, actually, after I had dinner with them, they're not that bad, guys. No, you don't get to do that, you coward.
Unspeakable. He sat down with Trump, talked to him, ate with him, praised him.
As you know, 12 days ago, I had dinner with President Trump. I never felt I had to walk on eggshells around him. And honestly, I voted for Clinton and Obama, but I would never feel comfortable talking to them the way I was able to talk with Donald Trump. He's much more self-aware than he lets on in public.
All right, so this is...
I'm just taking...
So this is Tyrus, who's going to break it down. Tyrus is going to obliterate Bill Maher, and he should. I notice everybody's on this turn the other cheek type of thing. Tyrus calls it out for exactly what it is. The stuff that Bill Maher says, oh, Trump is normal. You can talk to him like, but why? Why did you think he was anything else? What did you think he eats people? Like, what did you people think about? Like, I don't like his policies right now, and I don't like the people surrounding him, but I don't think that he's any different than another human being. That's the problem. You guys got crazy. So Tyrus is going to obliterate Bill Maher and decimate him. So let's go ahead and get into it.
As a positive that this person exists, because everything I've ever not liked about him was, I swear to God, absent, at least on this night with this guy.
Now, I know what you're thinking. What's next? A rom-com starring Rachel Maddow and Jesse Waters? And was Trump gracious and measured?
Trump was gracious and measured, and why he isn't that in other settings, I don't know. I've had so many conversations with prominent people who are much less connected, people who don't look you in the eye. None of that with him. And he mostly steered the conversation to, what do you think about this? I know, your mind is blown, so's mine.
So how did the media react? As you'd expect. Here's Washington Post columnist Josh Rogan telling Maher to his face that he fell into a trap.
I think you've fallen into the trap. I think I represent 99% of the internet when I say this, is that you've played the game of proximity is principle.
Ah, yes, the old proximity is principle game.
Yeah, like, what does that even mean? But even to go back to what Bill Maher said, oh, you know, and he was measured and he was calm. And how come he's not like that in other settings? Or I don't know, because you have a bunch of cameras in front of you asking you 100 questions, so you are going to come across a certain way. Because, you know, different environments, different situations. You're talking about war and other things. And you know that people are being defensive towards you, so you're defensive too. But at dinner time, I don't think that it's time, you know, that he was going to pull out all the knives. It's dinner time. What is this, like, you know, he's so shocked and amazed. Like, it's just normal, right? I mean, it's just insane. Guys, please don't forget the like and subscribe button and the notification bell. Thank you to every eye that lands on these videos.
That's my favorite game after Stratego and Operation. Anyway, Rogan tried to follow up with some ass kissing, and Maher wasn't having it.
I think a lot of people out there, fans of yours, people who love you, people who are fans of you, like me, I've been fans of you.
You don't have to patronize me, dude. I don't know you. I never met you.
I'm just saying that this comes
not everybody has to like it. That's what we said. There are people who didn't want it to happen at all. You sound like one of them. Did you hear what I said?
Yeah.
Like, what is the alternative to not talking? Just sit at your lunch table and don't talk to anybody?
I talked to him. I've interviewed Trump.
This was not an interview.
From his perspective, you have to understand that people out there know, all Americans know, that for him, this was a PR stunt. And in his view, you were a prop in that PR stunt.
Okay, so...
First of all, Bill's reaction to him, though, was perfect. I will say, that was perfect. Because this guy, like, yeah, and like, he was like, I don't even know who you are, bro. Like, they scheduled you. Now you want to tell me you love me? Like, bro, I don't know who. That's exactly how it would have been. Like, dude, I don't know you.
It was a PR stunt? So what if it was? Haven't we gotten used to the presidency as an endless series of PR stunts? Obama and Biden didn't do public relations. And here, I thought Trump was a unique threat, unlike any other. Maher and Josh Rogan are proving the point that in many ways, Trump is like other presidents. Except, I don't know any other president who would do this.
I had my staff collect and print out this list of almost 60 different insulting epithets that the president has said about me Things like stupid, dummy, lowlife dummy, sleazebag, sick, sad, stone cold crazy. Really a dumb guy, fired like a dog, his show is dead. I brought this to the White House because I wanted him to sign it. Which he did. Which he did with good humor. And I know as I say that, millions of liberal sphincters just tightened.
So there you have it. Liberals are upset because the world is finding out that Trump is unpredictable and hilarious, but he's also presidential, or what he himself likes to describe as modern presidential. And as Maher admits, he's human. But that's the problem, isn't it? Because according to the Church of Perpetual Outrage, you must never humanize the enemy.
Yeah.
And once you realize that almost everything you've been told about Trump is a lie, you start asking yourself questions like, what else have I been misled about? Remember, the media needs Trump to be the boogeyman, the evil, incoherent, wild-haired threat to democracy itself. Because if he's not that, if he's just a guy with a knack for plain speaking and trolling, well, then you can't scare voters with him anymore. But here's the good news. People are tired of the fear factory, tired of being told who they can talk to, who they can laugh at, who they can share a meal with. It's one of the reasons Trump won. And thanks to Trump for calling out media lies for several years now, people are making up their own minds. And for a media machine that survives on hysteria, nothing is more dangerous.
You know what? He nailed it completely. After this, we're going to go right into Tyrus because we know they clap. Everybody's going to talk about it. He nailed it. In 2020, after the big cough, I was like, what else have I been lied to about, right? And that was an election year. So then I said, you know, after being propagandized for at least 3 years, I want to say by the 2019, I wasn't like insane, guys, you know, but definitely by 2019, I was like, why are they talking about impeaching this guy? Like, he's still the president. Like, yo, dude, just run Biden against him. Because I already understood it needed, that, you know, like for the visuals, people wanted to see the whole thing back, Obama, Biden. So I was like, if they run Biden against him, he'll win. And that, you know, that was part of the lie that was given to us in 2020. And I still think that, even if I, you know, have my issues with Trump today. But I went back and I looked at all of the so-called racial things that he said. And when I saw everything in context and everything, just everything, and then I looked at his policies and I looked at everything. And then I almost got dizzy because it was it was the biggest reality check, because I was like, I'm voting for Donald Trump in 2020. I was like, there's just nothing else for me. So he's right. They don't want you to see that. And you know, maybe not so much with Trump anymore these days, but they don't want you to question anything. And because if you question one thing, you will you have it in you to keep asking questions, and you will land in some territories that they definitely don't want you to be in. But let's go ahead and look at Tyrus.
This is like someone who talked about black people his whole life and then had dinner with one and said, actually, after I had dinner with them, they're not that bad, guys. No, you don't get to do that, you coward. You went on a show and you tried to play both sides of the street.
That's right.
Why? So maybe he could do your show, because the 300,000 people that watch it, if we had those numbers here, I wouldn't be here. These dudes make me laugh. Cowards die 1,000 deaths. You said things about President Trump nonstop. You had no reference point. That's all you proved to me. You sit down with a man, you break bread with a man, then you come and say, well, on this night, he was okay, but don't be mad at me. Splitting hairs, man up. I don't know what this whole thing, everyone keeps acting like they need Bill Maher. The little guy who doesn't lift weights, 99% of the internet, what, MySpace? Come on, this dude represents nobody. A PR stunt for who? I'm sorry, I missed the Oval Office Rose Garden meeting where President Trump was talking about Bill Maher was there.
Yeah.
I missed that one.
Yeah.
He's talking about it. President's not talking about it. He doesn't need Bill Maher. He's got 70% of the country cheering him on. He walked into UFC. The place went crazy.
Then why did he accept dinner with him if he didn't?
Because he's like everybody else.
No, why did Trump?
Because that's who Trump is. He will break bread with anyone. He will sit with Kim Jong-un and break bread. So little punk-ass Bill Maher coming to the house and sitting in the seat. And what did Trump did? He was gracious. He treated him. Everything. He had to leave and come back and go, he wasn't any of the things I said because you were part of the machine. You were part of the thing. He wasn't as bad as Joe and Micah was where he's sharp as a tack, but he led the charge. He continued to say things that weren't true. He supported things without ever bothering to say, hey, you know what? I want to sit down. And when I have a problem with someone, if I had a problem with Johnny and me and him had a problem, I'd be like, we need to sit down and talk before I would go out on social media and talk about him. But he needs President Trump.
And I'd say, let me have
needs
a
the
weapon
audience.
first.
Yes, yeah. Well, you know. But at this point, to coin one of the greatest, funniest phrases in all of comedy, I would ask Bill Maher to step in my office. And he would say, why? Because he's fired.
And Tyrus is right, you know, like for a second, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I always make this point that I'm not, you know, the policies coming out right now. It's just like, I'm just like, bro, like, what is going on? But let's for a second move on from that because he's right. What did he say? He said Trump will sit down and eat and talk to anybody. He's absolutely right. You know who Trump sat down and ate with? Kanye West and Nick Fuentes, right? When everybody else is, you know, I mean, Kanye's been tripping. Wait, no, I'm not going to do that. He sat down. He'll talk to anybody. Kim Jong-un. That is how he is. The people around him kind of, you know, keep him on a tight, you know, but whatever. But that is how he is naturally. That is how he is. I can tell. And so Tyrus is right about everything. It's like now all of a sudden, you know, Bill Maher's like, oh, yeah, guys. Oh, he's good now because I said so. Like, get out of here. I've seen the old footage. Bill Maher couldn't even hear Donald Trump's name for the longest time without like, blah, 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 January 6th. And then, like, and even before then. It's like, dude, yo, it makes you look weird and insecure. So, yeah, I totally understand where Tyrus was coming from with this. I think this was a very good segment, to be honest. And Tyrus nailed it. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.